Itaola.
All right, here we go.
Ko Betway ba tshepela hore o tshwantse o betjhe ka tsela e nepahetseng.
Ka nako e nngwe ho tlamehile hore o ikhule hanyane.
Ka nako tse ding
O ska leka go busha tše di lahlegilego.
Nakusasa kuse olunye usuku.
Dlala ngokusemandleni wakho.
Ge o tlhoka thušo go gona.
hopola, bet responsibly.
To you by Betway.
So before I get into it, you can bet on the Puppy Bowl. I've just seen this now. But the game is very high scoring. But there's the Super Bowl 59 betting site. They got odds on it. Team Fluff are favorites at 1.5. It's great. I mean, who's going to score the winning touchdown? Is it going to be Captain Chaos? Is it going to be Trio? Captain Chaos at 1,600 to 1.
Wow.
So, I'm betting.
So this is happening on Sunday. We've got to come back with the results on Monday.
There's absolutely no doubt. Absolutely no doubt. Haven't taken a bet on Pirates.
Why not? I'm taking a look at your bets here. How not to bet?
It's too tight. It's bizarre. It's the tightest of tight games. I've been going through the sport things, and I'll go there just now. But I started off with FA Cup because Kevin Fine told me to do this yesterday, and he's the only person who wins, and he's a big Man United fan. And I'm going to have this conversation with you, but I think Manchester United are being run like Donald Trump runs the United States, just at random and with little direction or little, basically, hope of success.
Right.
Okay. Okay, we'll start with that. So Man United 1.33 to win. The draw is 5.8, and Leicester, because they're playing so badly at the moment, poor Root from Nistelrooy, they had 8 to 1 to win. So that means if you put down R1, you'll get R8 back. So
Okay.
it's pretty simple. Overall winner, because it's an FA Cup game, it'll go into extra time. It's now the 4th round of the FA Cup. Overall winner, we won 1.15. So it's the difference between the 90-minute winner, which is the first, which is 1.33, and the overall winner is 1.15. Leicester actually got better odds in the overall winner at 5.2. But I've gone with both the teams to score.
Yeah, why?
Because
Why so safe?
Because they leak goals. United have in the Premiership alone have conceded 34 goals. Leicester have conceded 53 goals. I mean, that's a difference of minus 28. And they both lost their last games. Leicester have lost 4 of their last 5 games in the Premier League. I was thinking about it. So Sunday they played Crystal Palace. It was the 9th time they failed to score this year in the Premiership, which isn't great for them. But they got this guy Patrick Dorgu, who's a Danish international. They just brought him in, and apparently he's a natural left-footed player. But he has been played as a left back, a left winger, a left wing back, as a right back, and as a right winger. He's been playing as a Donald Trump as a right winger then. So when the managers want him to cut inside on his left. It's a bit like where Mohamed Salah plays for Liverpool almost, where you go out right, on the right, and then he cuts back in.
All right.
So Liverpool used to push it wide, but now they've been playing down the channel inside the defenders. It's a different thing under slot. But that would be, I'd put money on both teams to score. It's going to be, that's tonight's, Friday night's game actually. Then we go to Coventry City versus Ipswich Town, and I only went this because one team's called the City, another one's called the Town. and I don't know any Ipswich fans in South Africa. So if you are an Ipswich fan, please call me and let me know your horror stories, because you guys are, you second last in the Premiership.
Shame.
Yeah, Coventry. They are actually on a bit of a run in the Championship. They keep saying Frank Lampard's taken over there.
Because win,
Yeah.
loss.
Yeah.
Ipswich, draw, lose.
Losers.
But you still said both teams to score.
Yeah. No. I've gone for Ipswich Town here at 2.3. So Coventry City are 3.05 to 1. The draw is 3.5. And I've done Ipswich Town to win in 90 minutes at 2.3.
Okay.
So that's a decent. I just think Ipswich are due. They've done okay this season. Coventry lost to Leeds last night in their Championship push, but when Lampard took over, they were in the relegation zone, in big trouble, and now he's lifted them to within about 4 or 5 or 6 points off the playoff places for the Premier League. So let's see if Frankie is actually a decent coach. By the way, those odds. So this is very strange. So Sundowns are 2.2 to win, and Pirates are 3.4. So the draw is 3.15. Did you just say come on? So what bet would you take there? So both teams to score 2.5?
No, not
Do you-
both teams to score.
So it's no is 1.69. It's a safe bet. So you can do a double chance. So you're going to do for Mamelodi Sundowns win, or there's a draw. That's at 1.3. Orlando Pirates at 1.59. That's a draw for Orlando Pirates. Or either team to win. So you can bet on Sundowns win or Pirates win. If it's a draw, you don't get paid.
It's going to be a tough game.
1.33. Who they say is
I
going to
think
score first? Yeah, I'm just looking at this.
Pirates.
Yeah, they think there's going to be. So you can go over goals. So how many goals do you think are going to get scored here?
5.
Okay,
It's
so
going to be a
over
3-2.
over 4.5, you can get odds of 8-1. So that might be a good option.
It's either 5 goals or 3 goals.
2 goals. Okay, then give us your knowledge. Tell us.
So let me school you.
Yeah.
Pirates always have better odds against Sundowns. When
Yeah.
Sundowns is on form or they're off form.
Yeah.
Last time we played Sundowns, Pirates came back and won the Nedbank Cup finals.
Oh.
Sundowns are lacking at the moment. Their defense is leaking. Orlando Pirates are attacking. Orlando Pirates are attacking. All their star players are back. Saling is back. He's not on the bench yet, but he's back, and he has a better chance of starting against Sundowns. So it's a straight win for Pirates. If you smart, put 2 goals to be scored. Orlando Pirates 2-0.
Saling won't start.
Good Lord. Yeah.
Nah, he's one.
Yes,
Saling
I've
is
never
not
heard
gonna
you like
start.
that.
Sure.
I mean,
You touched him on his studio.
Good Lord, are you okay? So you okay after? So you feel better? Do you feel like you've got something out of you? Yeah, it's a deep breath.
I mean, because he was very upset that he didn't see any bets there for Sundowns and Pirates.
I'll do another one for you tonight, and I'll share the money with you, 90-10. But Lampard's had a great effect there, and the biggest difference now is that Coventry aren't conceding as many goals as they used to. So that's a good thing. Next game, I'm staying with the FA Cup. Everton Bournemouth. This is obviously an all Premier League clash. I like what Everton are doing under David Moyes. They've won their last 3 games on the trot. They've won their last. So they've lost 2 of the last 5 games.
Yeah.
Bournemouth are up and down.
Yeah, win, draw, win,
Yeah.
win, lose.
The last draw was to Liverpool as well. So that was on Sunday. They lost Saturday. They lost 2-0. But they both score goals. I'm just trying to. I can't know which way to go here. So when overall winner, which is after the if there's extra time, so there's just the winner. So if it's in 90 minutes, it's 2.9 for Everton. But I've gone with Everton to win if there's extra time at 2.03 because it's just a decent bit of odds. It's not overly cautious, which I usually am. But I just want to make money one weekend. Please let me make money one weekend. I mean, why can't I? Haven't made money once, and we're doing the show for 6 months now. 8 months. 8 months.
And you
into it.
haven't won once?
I've hit 4 out of 5, 4 out of 5, 4 out of 5, and then Pirates obviously get a dodgy penalty in the derby last week. I mean,
that kind of change spoils it for you a little, didn't it?
Well, it messed it up. I mean, I would have got a good payout. I mean, I'm just devastated. I don't know what to do. Right.
And then it's Paul Royals and Sunrisers Eastern Cape.
Yeah, that's
tonight.
That's tonight. I don't know where they're playing actually. The St George's Park game was yesterday. There was a really strange moment. Paul Royals bowler Dayan Galim, so he said that no ball decision that went against him in favour of Del Brevis in the first qualifier against Amar Keita at St George's Park the other night. That he felt it was just a bit harsh because he bowled it and the guy claimed it was a full toss above waist height.
Okay.
But the way Brevis was standing, it wasn't. Now Brevis hit the ball and was caught. So they ruled it's no ball, don't do it again. Free hit, he smashed for 6. Next ball, bowled it again. And he did another full toss according to the umpire and he was kicked out the game. Basically taken out the bowling attack. But I do think that
Paul Royals, please tell me you went with Paul Royals here.
I've gone with most 6s. So, but Paul Royals,
Paul Royals to get the most 6s.
Paul Royals to get most 6s at 2.10. Paul Royals are the outrights are 2.25, and Sunrisers Eastern Cape are favourites. Obviously, they've been in a run. I mean, they started off badly, losing the first 2-3 games. But Ada Markram has been in a rich vein of form. He's looking really good. But I think Paul Royals, because Dave Miller's back in the team now. He was back on Wednesday, but he's back on tonight, and he'll smash. I mean, he'll smash a lot of. He's in. I've seen him play for South Africa at the Wanderers, and when people at the Wanderers golf course, which is about, I don't know, 90 meters away, on the green going pop. That's a bit bigger. That the ball comes in there. So yeah, watching Dave Miller play is a joy for me. I think he's one of the most, not underrated, but I think he's had a career that people don't embrace enough. You know, he's done a lot of good things for South Africa. He's always a clutch player, and I think he'll be a clutch player tonight. And then we go to Drukkas
and Strickland.
I mean, this is the fun one. Now, people they've been talking. Is this going to go to the distance? I mean, is it going to be that Strickland will, you know, because he's the jabber, and a lot of his fights go to split decisions, which is what he lost the last time to Drukkas when he lost his world title. And I don't know which way to go, but so I know Drukkas.
You don't know which way to go.
Well, I know which way to go, but I'm trying to bet with my heart. My head.
Yes, you've been betting with your heart and it's gotten you nowhere.
Well, duh. Drukkas against Strickland. I want 1.5 to win. Drukkas is favourite, by the way.
Good.
Strickland's 2.6. If the fight's going to go the distance, so I think it's 5 or 6 rounds, that's 1.60. And if it doesn't go this, 2.31. So I've gone with it to go the distance, I think. Yeah. No. Actually, I've changed my mind. I'm going to go with Strickland. Sorry, I've gone with Strickland. Sorry. Damn it. I've done.
How do you do that?
I just toss a coin and flip up and then it comes down again.
No, you can't go with Strickland. Strickland to win?
I mean, sorry, Drukkas to win. Drukkas. I said Drukkas. Didn't I say Drukkas?
What's wrong with you?
I said Strickland. I don't know. It's been a nervous morning for me.
I can't work like this.
All the talk of periods has just thrown me. I don't know what to do anymore. So if you put 10 Rand down on that, the potential return is going to be 258 Rand. And with the win boost, because it's over 5 bets, it'll give you 284 Rand for 10 Rand down.
Can you please win the 284?
I can.
And can you make up your mind?
I'll bring
Drukkas or Strickland?
I'll bring Nando's in on Monday as well. Right. Let's go to someone who probably knows more about betting.
Please.
And is better than I am. A Betway ambassador, Chris Morris, is going to be on the phone after the break. On the line now, we got Chris Morris, former Proteas player, possibly the best paid player at the IPL one year, and Betway ambassador. Morning, Chris.
Hello, Kevin. How's it going, bud?
Lekker, man. I've got Romy Titus here as well.
Hello.
Hi, Romy.
Good to have you.
You've been commentating in the 3rd season of Betway. It's been spectacular. It's been great. It seems to get better and better every year. Do you think this is the best one so far?
I think so. Look, it's been, in terms of support, definitely. I think Graham's mentioned it quite a few times in the tournament that you've got local people coming to support their local team. And, you want to build that brand of that support that you almost see in rugby and you see in football in South Africa. You've got people that support their teams, they wear their shirts proudly, and they come out and support their team in absolute numbers. So I think for me, that's been the biggest success, and that's the yardstick that you have to have for a tournament. And obviously the cricket itself, the brand of cricket has been unbelievable. And the way the guys have been going about their business, we have all of our Proteas playing and the international stars that are coming over and saying the same thing, that the cricket, first of all, is the best part about the tournament, is that it's really, really tough cricket. And that's what you want for your product. You can have all these other tournaments around the world that are, a lot of international guys go to. It's almost a smash and grab when you want to say, in terms of going to take the money and go. But our cricket quality has been out of this world, and it's been showing in our international performances. So I think it's only going to get bigger. It's only going to get better, I think. And obviously with us pulling in the odd Australian here every now and then, that shows quite a lot that the guys want to come over and play. So look, Graham's done an unbelievable job, but the cricket itself has been great, and the crowd's massive.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. What is the attraction? You've been part of this traveling circus because you've been following it around the country. So what is your sense that makes this cricket connect with the fans? Is it just the cricket? Is it the atmosphere? Is it the pride in the product?
Yeah, look, I think it's a lot of nostalgia behind it. I think people have been dying for that, or been aching for that December cricket. Obviously we used to have it back in the day before COVID hit, and you had that December where it was Test cricket and international cricket, and people would flock in their numbers to go watch this cricket. And I think that's what's been missing a little bit throughout the years. Obviously, COVID did play a big part in that, and scheduling and having to catch up what series that were missed in between all of that. So with that coming, all of a sudden you've got that December feeling of, we always talk about going back to the Benton and Hedges days of, the 1990s where you had cricket over December and the stadiums were packed and it was just an absolute vibe and a joy to go watch cricket again. I think that's come back into the game and it's come into South Africa. And, having a conversation with people in the crowd and ask them about the league and all of that. And they were just saying there's almost like there's a pride back in South African cricket again. And, not that it ever left, but the support will dwindle when you aren't performing internationally. And what this has done, it's firmly put cricket South Africa or cricket in South Africa back on the map in terms of people go and they watch the game. And that's what you want. You want people talking about cricket. You want people talking about the actual tournament. People all of a sudden talking about the results that happened the night before and a little bit of banter between people from different cities and different provinces again. So that's definitely for me what has stood out. It's almost got that old school feel about it again. And for me, that's all you want as first of all as a cricketer, but as a supporter now. That's what you want. You want to have that excitement to go watch cricket again.
Yeah, I mean, apart from the support, Chris, what else has really impressed you this season?
I think for me, the young cricketers that are coming through has been massive. Guys are coming into the big stage, and again, it's you obviously it sounds like I'm trying to save my job for next year, but Graham's done an unbelievable job in putting those boundaries in place for teams. You say, right? I mean, RPL were good at it. They said you have to sign a certain amount of young players coming through. So they get the early experience to what professional cricket's like, what the big stage is like. And the fact that the youngsters are arriving and performing, for me, it makes a massive difference into how you're going to grow the game and how you're going to grow a tournament. Because, I mean, you look at a guy, the perfect example is Kwena Mapaka and Luandra Pretorius. They're in the same team, obviously. Kwena's obviously leapfrogged everybody and playing for South Africa already. But a guy like Luandra Pretorius has arrived as an under-19 player. He's played domestic for the Titans, and a lot of people wouldn't have watched him playing for the Titans, but now he's on the big stage of Betway SA20 and he's performing. It's one thing to throw a youngster in and say, right, here, get experience. But when you've got someone that goes in and performs, on the big stage, people start going, wow, we need to take notice of what's happening with cricket and what's happening with our domestic cricket. And hopefully what it will do, it will filter down to watching domestic cricket again, because the SA20 it's the main, that and obviously international cricket is the main thing to watch. But if you can force them to go, right, we need to actually see how Luandra Pretorius performs for his local team, how Quinn is doing for his local team. And for me, that's the stepping stone for bigger things for our cricket when you've got the youngsters coming through and doing and performing the way they have on the big stage.
Yeah, I mean, he scored, Pretorius scored 338 runs this season. It's an average of 30, but he seems to score them at a strike rate of 197. I mean, that's not bad.
It's silly, man. Cheapers. Yeah. I was thinking about it the other day, watching him going, I mean, he took Trent Bolt down in those first 3 balls of the innings the other night, and I've gone, cracky, I don't know what I would do if I was a bowler and I was bowling to a youngster who's doing this to me. There might be a few whistling past his ears, but no, it's just an incredible talent. And again, this is what the game does. You've got kids that probably wouldn't have looked to play cricket. They would have probably looked to play rugby or football or hockey or whatever it was because of the success of it. And all of a sudden you got kids going, oh, I want to play a bit of cricket because look how lekker this is, So, yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, and the talent's there. We've seen it throughout the years that we have the talent, we have the young talent. It's all about how we're going to get the kids to, or the youngsters to use that talent and go forward with it. So yeah, it's refreshing to see because sometimes you do fall into that. Oh, we've got the older statesmen coming in, the names household names that professional cricketers will know. But when you've got youngsters coming through and performing, it's exciting and scary at the same time.
Yeah, Rob Walter was saying earlier in the season that he said that the SA20s actually helped the young South African cricket players, give them a lift and a taste of what it's like to be in a true professional setup, which is obviously good for him as a national coach.
Absolutely. I mean, look, it's. I always tell youngsters of cricket who are trying to make their way, especially schoolboys, because you all have that dream as a schoolboy when you're playing in your first team. What's the next step? I would love to play professional cricket. That's where I want to go. And I always tell kids, I say, guys, you don't know how quickly things happen in cricket. Things, it gets sped up so quickly. I mean, rugby is obviously slightly different because there's a massive weight difference and there's guys that'll absolutely snap you in half if you get there too early and peak too soon. Or not peak too soon, but, you get thrown in the deep end early doors and, injuries happen and stuff like that. But with cricket, things happen overnight, specifically the way the world of cricket is working with all these leagues around the planet at the moment. Another example, a guy like Gideon Peters, he was playing cricket. He plays cricket for Northwest, which is first division cricket. It's still professional, still getting paid well to play the game, and no one would have known about him. I mean, he was a net bowler for the Pretoria Capitals. A couple of injuries in their squad. He made a mark, obviously, in the nets, bowling really quickly. He gets plays 3 games for the Capitals, performs really well in his opening game, bowls the speed of light, and now he's on his way to Pakistan to play in a series for South Africa. So, it puts, like I said, puts perspective in, and what Rob said in terms of exposing youngsters to professional cricket. That's exactly what the league is doing, and it puts you on the map a lot quicker than you probably would have back in the day. So it's an unbelievable product that we've got going.
Yeah, I think Graham was very clever in bringing in the RPL owners to come and buy into, because that brought that whole RPL experience and RPL machines.
Absolutely,
it worked perfectly. It worked perfectly. Yeah.
And it's got its support base already. It's already, people in South Africa have got their teams that they do support in the RPL. Everyone's got their own favorite team. I mean, I saw a guy the other day that put a board up that said, if we add 2 new teams, maybe it can be Royal Challengers Bloemfontein, which I thought was bloody funny. But, you've already got that fan base. And, it's one thing that the RPL does bring. It brings a level of success, but it brings a level of professionalism and demand on players. So you can't just arrive and go, it's a nice tournament to be involved in, and whatever happens, happens. No, all of a sudden you're going, right, we're paying you a lot of money to play for our team, but so we expect you guys to win, and what you do is you do carry the brand of the biggest tournament in the world, or the name of the biggest tournament in the world. So you need to pull your socks up and show why. And what it does is it opens doors for you in the RPL too. So it's definitely a stepping stone for players.
I mean, you've obviously played in the RPL. Can you give a correlation between the two? What has it been your experience of both?
Well, look, I think it's the, as people will be telling, it's the second biggest league in the world. Yeah. It's simple as that. You got the 100 in England, which is a different type of format. It's big, but it's got a lot more local support. Whereas RPL, you link the two together, and all of a sudden, people are going, right, if I'm linked to one franchise, I could potentially be linked to another franchise. But what it connecting the two, it's the support. Again, I go back to that. It blows my mind every season when we get to the SA20, the buzz that's around it before it starts. And, as I said, the local support where people's got for their own team now. Now people are changing allegiances from whatever team they support in India to now they're supporting. Now they'll go from Pretoria Capitals to Delhi Capitals because that's their team. That that's the connection they have. And, it's a deep-rooted rivalry between South Africa and India, but what it has done is it's brought us a lot closer in terms of the connection when it comes to cricket. And I always say cricketers are the nicest people in the world, and it's proven to show that in this tournament. And the hype, the vibe, the buzz, the chaos behind the whole tournament and the way it's run is just it's got a lot of similarities, not just the names.
So I see the Sunrisers Hyderabad have taken 100% stake in the Northern Superchargers, which is the Yorkshire franchise for the 100, and that's £100 million. Can you see a situation where a scenario where one player, let's say Aidan Markram, will play across the Sunrisers franchises?
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen it with a guy like Andre Russell. I mean, he plays for the Knight Riders in India, and he plays for the LA Knight Riders in America, and then he plays for the Trinbago Knight Riders. So there's definitely a connection, and I can understand why they're doing it, because you want to keep your core base of players, rotating for the same team. And I've done the same with Trent Bolt. Played for Mumbai Indians, now he's my Cape Town, and he was last year playing in the ILT for whatever MI team they called. And so you've got that connection, and what it does is with youngsters coming through, you're going to be rubbing shoulders with these guys. And I thought it was a shrewd piece of business getting Joe Root involved. He played for the Rajasthan Royals, and now getting him to the Pal Royals. There's a massive connection. And obviously, like I mentioned earlier on, it does open doors for you, because all of a sudden, a guy like Ryan Rickleton's playing for my Cape Town. And Mumbai Indians were like, no, he's not going anywhere. He's going to stay with our franchise. Tristan Stubbs, perfect example. I know he plays for the Capitals now, but that's where he started. He started at the Sunrisers, and now he's straight into that door. Marco Jansen, again, same thing. So it definitely opens up doors, and when you link the two together, it provides a lot of opportunity for players that, wouldn't have had those opportunities in the past.
Yeah, you mentioned Joe Root there. I see that he's, because the way he's been playing in the SA20 is now, hasn't given up on making a return to England's T20 side. I mean, it's good for him as well. It's not just...
Well, I mean, that's again, the quality of the cricket. Guys will look back at it, and one thing cricket players do is that we do talk. We talk a lot about, as you can hear, I've got verbal diarrhea, but we talk a lot about leagues around the world, and guys will go back to wherever they come from and go, guys, listen, this is seriously good cricket. If you want to have, first of all, it's a lot cheaper to go to South Africa because of the exchange rate.
Yeah.
So you'll have a great time, first of all. But second of all, the cricket, you'll sharpen your skills a lot more in South Africa than potentially going to an ILT in Dubai. I'm not saying they're a bad league. I'm just saying that the cricket players will say to you, it's seriously good cricket. And if you want to sharpen your skills, this is the place to go.
Chris, thank you very much. Just one last one. Paul Royals, Sunrisers, Eastern Cape tonight. Predictions?
Paul Royals.
Oh, well, I really hope, first of all, that the weather holds.
Yeah.
It's looking rather gloomy. I'm in Centurion at the moment. It's where I live. So it's looking rather gloomy. And the forecast doesn't look great. But if I had to put my head on a block right now, I think David Miller's injured. I think that last game he's done his groin again, which is a massive blow to the Paul Royals. So I'm going to say I did make the prediction before the tournament that I think my Cape Sun are going to win the tournament. But I did say yesterday, whoever wins yesterday's game, which is Sunrise Eastern Cape, they're going to win. Whoever wins that game wins the final because momentum's with them. So in saying that, tonight I'm going to say Sunrisers, if the game gets on, I think they're going to win the game.
Yeah.
And then in the final, it's anybody's game. But I'll stick with my main prediction of going, my Capes are not going to win because they look like they're bulletproof at the moment. But I've got a horrible feeling in my stomach. And when I say horrible, that the three-peat's going to happen. I would have loved nothing more than a new champion this year just for the actual chaos of the tournament. But the three-peat, it just shows you how those guys come together when it's the tough times and the knockout phases. So Sunrisers tonight, and then final, I'm going to go with the Blue Cape Town side.
Cheers, Chris. Thank you very much. That was Chris Morris on the line. He's Betway ambassador, former Proteas.
I loved it. Yeah, it was. I mean,
talk.
he can, but he's got a great voice too. But also, it's just about the magic, the magic of everything coming together to make this Betway SA20 just the success that it has been. Going with the three-peat, I'm sticking to Paul Royals. I don't know where along the line I became a Paul Royals fan, but anyway.
The battle.
Yeah, van battle.
Ja,
Ek is nie van battle af nie, maar...
I'm old enough to have remembered, I watched his father play. Chris Morris played, I know. His father was Willie Morris. I know, I am very old. And speaking of old, it's 9:30. I probably should go for a nap now. Yeah. We'll speak to you tomorrow.
Cheerio.
Not the sports news.
Yes, where we're looking at injuries, or we hope to actually just dive into that and find out why. Till then, cheerio.
Listen live and on demand.
Welcome to Omni Sport.